Two of the big promises made by the Prime Minister in the Ghoshna Patra are to do with bullet trains and to do with India becoming a manufacturing hub, especially in electronics. And leading the charge on these fronts is the Minister for Railways, Communication, Electronics and Information Technology. Minister Ashwini Vaishnav now joins us live and exclusive on India Today. Minister Vaishnav, thank you very much for your time and welcome.
Namaskar.
I want to start by asking you about these bullet train corridors that have been planned for North, South and East India. Could you give our viewers some directional sense of where, like for example, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, where specifically in these regions are you planning the new bullet train corridors? How much thought has gone on? Why do you think these might actually be feasible projects to work on? Minister.
The first bullet train project is right now being constructed in the western region, and as I've explained in the past, a bullet train project is not just a transportation project. It is basically a project by which the economies of cities get integrated, and the multiplier impact is amazingly huge. Something what we have seen in Japan, we have seen in Taiwan, we have seen in a few other countries, and the results are so very encouraging, and the progress of the project is so good. And there is demand coming from practically every part of the country. This is the basis on which Honorable Prime Minister has declared today that 3 new bullet train projects will be started in Modi Ji's third term. One will be in north, one will be in the east, and one will be in the south. A lot of studies have already gone in, and we will start the survey work immediately after the elections are over. That is the time when the final action plan will be released, and these are very feasible projects. These projects make a big difference in the economies of the cities which get connected.
So do you want to tell us which are the cities you're intending to connect?
Well, it's inappropriate for me to speak on this at this point of time. Let the right time come.
Okay, I know for example you're working on Chennai, Bangalore. You've spoken of how the cities becoming connected has a multiplier.
Now let's move to the next question. When I've said that.
Okay, no, because the question was on utility, because the question is whether you think the question around the utility of the bullet train project in the Indian context has been fully answered. You're taking the Bombay-Surat example now in 3 other corridors. Do you think the question of utility has been fully responded to and answered and settled?
Yeah, of course. I would like to address that question in detail if you give me time for this.
Sure.
I'll give the example of the first bullet train project which came in Japan in 1969. That is the project which connects Tokyo to Osaka. On that route, there are multiple cities. Now, that route is practically 550 kilometers, which is just like which is the ideal distance for a bullet train project. Bullet train projects are not projects for 1000 kilometers. These are projects for 500 to 600 kilometers, right? Now, 500 to 600 kilometers, if you cover in less than 3 hours, then practically the work which can be done in one city, travel to another city and come back, that becomes easily possible, that becomes feasible. That's the fundamental construct of transport economics. Now, take the specific example of Tokyo, Osaka. Tokyo, next big is Nagoya, then Kobe, then Kyoto, then comes Osaka. So these 5 large industrial and commercial centers, they become one big economic zone. That's the fundamental change which comes when a project like bullet train comes. Similar thing happened in Taiwan. From Taipei to down south, that same change, that same phenomenon was observed. Same thing happened in South Korea. Similar things happened in Europe. So when a project of this type comes, the cities and the regions which get connected by the bullet train project, they see a significant multiplier. The same thing we will see from Mumbai. If you look at it, Mumbai, Thane, Vapi is a very big industrial center, Surat, Baroda, Anand, and then Ahmedabad. So these 6 large economies become one single economic zone. That's the benefit which comes. So the multiplier impact becomes very big. So a person who's, let's say, the supply chain of a person of a factory in Vapi is located in Surat. It becomes so easy for people to move around, talk to the suppliers, and the equipment can be properly designed. Makes a very, very big difference. That is the basic, most fundamental utility of a bullet train project. That utility is so well proven in transport economics all over the world, and that is the reason why so many other countries have adopted this, because it brings that fundamental change in a country's economy. And that's the reason why we have decided to, Modi ji has decided to extend this program now to other parts of the country.
That's as far
and
as
we have got very good feasible corridors where exactly.
Go on, complete what you're saying, sir.
Yeah, I was saying that we have got very good such corridors. We have such corridors where the economies of those regions can get a significant multiplier impact because of a bullet train project.
The other thing the Prime Minister spoke about was different kinds of Vande Bharat trains. So we've spoken about the bullet train project, which is high profile and glamorous, but the real work is done by the bulk of the Indian Railways. As Railways Minister, do you want to lay out your vision beyond what we've just heard in that manifesto of how you see the Indian Railways progress from where we are in 2024 to where you hope to take it by 2029?
Absolutely. I would like to clearly explain this. In the income pyramid, people at the lower income groups and people in the middle income groups, these are the large population segments which railways caters to. One. So we have created a complete spectrum of train sets. See, the difference between the past was building coaches. The concept which the world had already moved in 1970s and 1980s was the move towards train sets, where a complete train is constructed and that train moves without the coaches being separated. That world moved in 1970s. We started doing that in Modi ji's term, because the Congress governments never had any thinking process about railways. So our thought process is, we have Amrit Bharat train, which practically gives you a very comfortable and safe journey, where 1,000-kilometer journey, you can do it within 500 rupees. Then comes the Vande Sleeper, which will be basically for overnight journeys, about 800-900 kilometers kind of journey. So 10 o'clock you start from Delhi, and morning 6 a.m. you can easily, comfortably come out of the train in Mumbai. That kind of thinking is there for Vande Sleeper. Then Vande Bharat Metro. Vande Bharat Metro is a concept which you have seen in the many European countries, in Japan, and in fact quite a significant part of the world, where if there are two cities which are closely located within a time, within a distance of 150 to 200 kilometers. For example, Lucknow and Kanpur. For example, Bangalore and Mysuru, right? So these are cities which are close but large cities. People would like to travel frequently between, people would like to have a mode where they can travel without booking a ticket in advance. They can simply go to the station, get a train in time, and hop in and come and get down at the next place. So Vande Bharat Metro will be a train between such pairs of cities which are closely located, which are, let's say, ideally within 200 kilometers, but even up to 250 kilometers, where every, let's say, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, that kind of timetable will be created for the Vande Bharat Metro trains. So people don't have to worry about booking a ticket, getting reservation. Simply get into the super app is what we are going to launch, which will be a significant improvement for people's experience, our users' experience. You simply log in, just open the super app.
No, so let me hold you there. Let me hold you there, Minister. Given the sheer number of people who are interested in Indian Railway tickets and they typically book on IRCTC. Explain right now what this Indian Railway super app can do, which I can't do right now.
So, super app will be one-stop shop built in a very, very nice methodical architecture where everything that you do in a train service will be catered to. For example, if you find any issues related to food, for example, if there are any problems related to cleanliness, for example, buying ticket, for example, making sure that you get, you can communicate to your near ones that, okay, train is going to arrive at this particular point of time, the message can directly go to the person. Everything associated with the, see, the super app has been designed keeping the user at the center of this entire design. A passenger who would like to think about taking a train journey from that point onwards to the planning, to the actual travel booking, to the actual travel and the period beyond that. For example, in the first 100 days itself, we will be taking up so many programs which are totally user focused. For example, the refund of a cancelled ticket. Why should it take 30 days? Why can't it be done instantaneously? Those are the things which are user friendly. They will all be done using the super app.
Give me some more details. You've got a 100-day program from what I gather from that response.
Let me complete
what are the other things to expect in the first 100 days when it comes to the railways? You've given one example.
Rahul, just give me one more second to explain complete that concept of Vande Bharat Sleeper, Vande Bharat Metro, Amrit Bharat trains and the Vande Bharat chair car. Chair car will be for about 500 kilometers where you can comfortably go sitting. So that is the entire spectrum of train sets, and in parallel we are increasing the capacity of railways, because without capacity you cannot increase the services, and without increasing the services you cannot really reach the zero waiting list target that we have kept for ourselves in the next 6 to 7 years. So increasing the capacity in the last 10 years, 31,000 kilometers of railway tracks have been done. Just the year which got completed on 31st March, we ended with 5,300 kilometers, adding one entire Switzerland or a Belgium or an Austria to our railway network. And this is on the top of the 5,240 kilometers done in the previous year. So that's the pace at which infrastructure is increasing. You cannot run train on road, right? Train has to be run on tracks. So tracks have to be built, have to be constructed, which is what Congress never used to do. Congress would just announce a new train without actually looking at the infrastructure that is required to run it. So that's a fundamental difference. So we are increasing capacity, having new types of trains, redeveloping the stations, bringing user experience in a totally new way, making sure that the maintenance practices totally get overhauled, totally changing the maintenance practices, having absolutely world-class train cleaning systems, getting totally new designs of toilets. It's a total focus. See, we are a country of 140 crore people and we are a very compact country. We are today carrying about 700 crore people. We can easily, by these initiatives, will be able to easily reach 1,000 crore number in the coming 5 years. That's the way we are working in railways. That's Prime Minister Modi Ji's vision.
Minister, the Prime Minister spoke of a 100-day roadmap, that for the first 100 days the plan has already been laid. To the extent that you can you give us details of what to expect from your current charge if the government does get an opportunity to come back to power?
Government will get the opportunity to come back to the power for sure, and government will roll out its 100 days plan. Modi ji has worked so hard and so meticulously. He works 24/7 for 2047. He puts each and every moment of his time. I tell you, during the preparation of the manifesto, despite doing 3-4 meetings and road shows anywhere in the country, once he comes back to Delhi, till late in the night he was discussing each and every point. He was thinking through what are the implications of each and every point, how that particular thing that we include in the Sankalp Patra now is going to impact our journey till 2047, how this will build the base for the centuries beyond. That's the way he thinks. So, and the country understands this today. country knows, every citizen knows that he is a person who can really deliver, who can really take our country to a developed country status. That's the trust people have.
Okay. The other big promise is to make India a global manufacturing hub in electronics by 2030. Now, we've been seeing the progress that's been made in your ministries when it comes to bringing more manufacturing to India. But one of the new elements is Elon Musk coming to India on the 22nd of April. Will he be investing only in EVs, or are you also hoping to entice him into investing in batteries as well?
Listen, our dream of making India a global manufacturing hub started with the Make in India program. Make in India program gave a very successful impetus to manufacturing in our country. Lots of simplification happened, PLI came, employment linked incentives came, so many things started in the last 10 years have given us a very good base today. We have a very good design ecosystem in our country, whether it is engine design or aircraft design or chip design, practically everything is done in our country. Building upon this design capabilities, manufacturing is a natural corollary. One. Two, it gives huge employment opportunities it generates. We have seen in single Apple ecosystem, there are 150,000 direct jobs. That's the impact, that's the positive implication that manufacturing has. That's why there's huge focus, and not just electronics, but I would like to bring to your notice, if you look at the manufacturing section, there are very clear roadmap for becoming a product nation. We are already a very powerful, very important global power in services. Building on that, we will become a product nation. Then we will develop industrial infrastructure. We already have one district, one product. So throughout the country, we can develop many other things. Food processing hub, then defense manufacturing, railway manufacturing, aviation manufacturing, shipbuilding, pharmaceuticals, electronics, semiconductor, chip manufacturing, automobile, electric vehicles, textiles, lab diamonds, biomanufacturing. So we have selected about 18 different segments in which there will be big focus on getting those sectors among the top 3 in the world. We will become third largest economy in the coming few years. We should become in each of these sectors among the top 3 in terms of quality, in terms of quantity, in terms of our specifications, which means advancement. In all these points, we must become top 3 in the coming years is the target with which we will work.
So you didn't answer my question. My question was on Elon Musk. He's likely to announce investments in EV manufacturing in India. Are you also hoping that you could invite him to invest in battery manufacturing as well?
Each and every company in the world today is looking at our country, Bharat, as a major trusted destination. I'm sure Mr. Musk will also look at both EV as well as battery, as well as many other things that he's doing. He will make our country as a base for his dreams.
By when do you see the first set of these chips at the fabs that you've been working on over the last several months actually come live? When will that big moment be when India actually starts manufacturing in some of the sectors that you've been working so hard on?
See, the Micron chip will start rolling out of the factory by the end of this year. From the Tata and Power Chip factory, we will start seeing the chip coming out in 2026. The progress is phenomenal. If you go out and see those sites, you will look at the work which is being done, each of the sites, and we are meticulously, Prime Minister Modi Ji himself follows up regularly, meticulously. He's a person who goes into details. I mean, I'm sure you have seen his work up close. He goes into deep details. So that is the benefit we are getting, because when he goes into details, we can clearly prepare ourselves for a much faster execution.
Okay, and finally, you worked for long in Odisha. There was a lot of talk in the build-up to the election about a BJP-BJD alliance. Sir, kya hua finally alliance ka? Why didn't it come through? Give us the inside story, Minister.
It's very improbable event that a ruling party and the principal opposition would ever have an alliance. So I don't think it was a very probable kind of event. So it didn't happen, and both the parties have taken a clear call, and we are going forward, and we have a very good prospects. We will increase our numbers in good strength. We'll have a significant increase in the vote share. Congress is getting decimated there. Congress used to have about 18% vote share in Odisha. That 18% will remain lower single digit in these elections, and much of that vote share will basically shift to BJP. In the assembly, BJP had about 32% vote share, and in most of the vote share from Congress will shift to BJP. We will be making significant gains in the coming elections.
It's interesting how even on political alliances you're responding statistically and probabilistically. I leave it over there. Thank you very much, Minister, for joining us. We wish you all the best. Thank you, Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, for joining us on India Today.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul.